Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Centennial Ice Arena, the third annual Battle of the Badges Guns and Hoses Police Fire Charity Game, hosted here at Centennial Ice Arena. Puck drop just about 30 minutes away. We'll be back with you shortly. Warm-up, starting lineups, national anthem coming around the corner. Game time just about 3 o'clock. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you joining us for the third annual Guns and Hoses Police Fire Charity Game here at Centennial Ice Arena. Game prep still underway. Puck drop set for just about 3 o'clock. Teams will be out for warm-up shortly. National Anthem starting lineups to follow. Stick around. Puck drop just after 3 o'clock. Check, check. Mic check. Mic check. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Centennial Ice Arena, the third annual Guns and Hoses Police vs. Fire charity hockey game. Set to get underway shortly. Teams will be out for warm-ups just about 3 o'clock. Puck drop following starting lineups and the national anthem. Quick note on our score bug. Don't pay attention to the time in the top left corner. The time is incorrect. The period and score will be updated as needed, though. Again, the time on the score bug in the top left is incorrect. Both teams starting to make their way out to the ice. We'll be back shortly. Starting lineups, national anthem, ceremonial puck drop, and real puck drop coming up just past the top of the hour. Centennial Ice Arena, the third annual Guns and Hoses Police Fire Charity Game here this afternoon. Starting lineups just a moment away, followed by the national anthem, ceremonial puck drop, and real puck drop coming up about 10 minutes from right now. Both teams getting set to be introduced. Just about set for our ceremonial puck drop. Luke McKinney for law enforcement and Dan Hoff for the firefighters. Taking that one. And we are just about set to go. Starting lineups for the Guns, starting off with Xander Lopez at center, Brett Lapham, Carl Root on the wings, Luke McKinney and Nathan Shug on defense, and in net will be Doug Dumont. And for the Hoses, starters, Eric Barbeau at center, Mike Sheehan and Rob Gershbaugh on the wings, Cody Aguirre and Pat Nagel on defense, and Jacob Moore getting the start in net this afternoon. Officials for today's game, our referee is Regan Pacici. Linesmen are Pete Oldenburg and Pat Pacici. I'm Travis Himmelsbach. I'll be with you for all the play-by-play this afternoon. We are set to go. Opening face-off, Barbeau and Lopez at center ice. Puck down, and we are underway here at Centennial Ice Arena. Nathan Shug back skates slowly into his own end, drops it off for his D partner McKinney. And working up the near side. Pass to the middle, nearly taken away there by Nagel. Instead, into the far corner for the fire zone. Played back up for Lapham. He'll try to wrap it around behind. And kept in at the point there by McKinney. Walks around one, steps in. Taken away there by Gershbaugh. Gershbaugh now trying to go with speed. Carl Root sends it all the way back in. Xander Lopez now behind the net. Nice move. Looking to center. Coming out for Nathan Shug for a shot from the line. No good. And now tied up in the corner. Cops maintaining the pressure. Good offensive zone time. Root's drop pass for McKinney. Kept in, nearly taken away by Mike Sheehan. Wrapped around behind again. Going for a change. Carl Root coming off. And the chip and chase here for the firefighters. Gershbaugh in hot pursuit. And shooting dead angle. That one stopped by Dumont. Good stick save there. And now on the near side, puck coming up ahead. Fire now with a chance to control and reset. Matt Strain controlling up the far side. That one taken away. And Anna Knox dropping it off for her defense partner. Saucer pass through the middle, interrupted. And back ahead here for Kyle Clark on the near side. Quick pass, Tanner Beekler. Far side wing now for the Guns. And to keep tying up at center ice. Two evenly matched teams trying to find a good zone entry. Not to be found since that Guns offensive zone time earlier. And now a nice pass through center. Clark got a stick on it, but all the way to the far end. Anna Knox there for it. She'll drop it off for Brian Snyder. And quick feed, nearly taken away by Laszloffy. Haley Swan on the near side. Her pass taken away. And now Pat Sluter through center for Fire. Shot in. They score! Pat Sluter, a little deceptive one from the blue line, gets in past Dumont. And Fire has drawn first blood this afternoon. 1-0 here in the first period. So Fire starting off just the way they would have wanted. After winning the game the last 2 years. Fire has not won this Guns and Hoses game yet. Cops have taken each of the first 2 seasons. Fire out to a good start here. Pat Sluter getting the Hoses on the board. Law enforcement right back to work though on the offensive end. That pass taken away by Cameron Abel. His pass up ahead through center taken away. Nice move there. Seth Adams. Pass ahead for Mike Urena, interrupted by Justin Tinnis. And now on the near side. Adams controls. Pivots one ahead. Taken away there by Tinnis. Tinnis now working up the near side. That one all the way into the corner. McKinney collects for law enforcement. Coming all the way around. Mike Urena. Soft touch for Doug Bacon. Bacon through center. Lost it for a moment, got it back, spins away. Holding, moving now. Still got it, makes move through a couple defenders. His shot tipped on the way through. Moore staying with it. And now control behind the net. Mike Urena, his centering pass. Didn't find a target. Instead, the breakout for Fire. And now a chance to control. Derek Hammermeister ahead for Mark Rickfield. Taken away by Xander Lopez. Lopez, far side shot. Saved by Moore. Lopez collects again. Working off the half wall to the slot. A shot. That one went wide. Lopez on it again. Plays it to the corner. He'll battle for it there with Mark Rickfield. And keeping it there. His pass behind the net for Brett Lapham. Tap taken away. Puck all the way down. This is going to be icing against Fire. So a hot start for law enforcement. Plenty of zone time, plenty of shots, just nothing in the net. Fire, not a lot of possession time to this point. However, first goal belongs to them. 1-0 here at Centennial Ice Arena. Our time bug is not working properly. 15:46 to go here in the first period. Fire with that 1-0 lead. Face off to Moore's right. Anna Knox drops it off for Nathan Shug. The pass down low for Lapham. Brett Lapham's pass coming out the far side for Knox. Taken away there by Cameron Abel. And we got a little crossed up there. Did Rude and Lopez. And hit in the corner. Pat Nagel's pass. Coming out for Eric Barbeau on the near side. Barbeau through center. Lost it there. Cody Aguirre drops off. Now the pass ahead for Ryan Heminger. Trying to play it up for Barbeau. Went all the way through. And Nathan Shug rescues there for law enforcement. And now the breakout pass. Carl Rude coming all the way across. Off the wall for Lapham. 2-on-1 with Lopez. Lopez shot. Saved by Moore. Had it covered. Jacob Moore coming up with another big save. So Jacob Moore is certainly the busier of the two netminders here this afternoon so far. Handful of saves made. Some good opportunities for the Guns. Just nothing in the net. Trying to change that right here. Face-off won by Fire. The breakout feed comes up for Gershbaugh. Kept in, though, by Brian Snyder. Snyder trying to pivot away from Gershbaugh. Lost there on the double team. Barbeau poked it away. Gotten back, though, now to the point. Seth Adams. Nice toe drag. Backhand. Stopped there by Moore. Now working from the corner. That's Mike Kelso. Battle there. Mike Sheehan coming out with speed. Trying to make a move on the wall. Taken away. He battles for it with Adams. Gotten back there by Sheehan. And now Seth Adams controls for the Guns. Near side. Going far side. Nice pass. Time in the zone. The shot. Tipped on the way through. Moore had to adjust to make that save. And the pressure continues for law enforcement. Ever since that goal, Fire, not really much zone time to speak of. No shots. And face off again to Jacob Moore's right. Offensive zone draw. Doug Bacon trying to win it forward. Moore taps it behind the net. Bacon got it back. Tried to wrap to the front. Didn't happen. And now the breakout. Matt Strain working on Luke McKinney. McKinney sent it all the way back around. Far side now for Mike Urena. He chips it behind the net. Doug Bacon, quick feed out for McKinney. The shot going wide. And now Fire going with speed. Rescued there by Kyle Clark. He's got help across the ice with Matt Strain. His pass intercepted though by Nathan Shug. Shug up ahead for Bacon, the slapper. That one was blocked to the corner. Pat Nagel, his feed coming around. Mike Urena in there on the forecheck. Eventually through for our Fire. Now on the breakout. Sluter trying to drop it off for Kyle Clark instead. Doug Dumont out to cover. So the first shot since that goal right there for Fire. Sluter trickling another one to the net. And we'll get an ozone draw here for Fire. Cameron Abel taking the face off. He'll be in there with Xander Lopez for the draw. And Lopez won it back. Snyder taps it around behind. Taken there by Josiah Laszloffy, though. And out of the point, Eric Hoff the shot. Tipped on the way through, went wide. And now Carl Ruud picks it up, a little bit of speed. Pulls up at the blue line, his pass interrupted there by Abel. And intercepting that breakout feed coming from Terry Leonard. Going to the net, Lapham hauled down from behind. We're going to get our first penalty of the game. Shot saved there by Moore. And the touch. Fire going to be headed to the box here momentarily. We'll see what the signal is from our referee. And 2 minutes for hooking is going to be the call. Penalty going to Eric Hoff. So we got our first power play of the game. Law enforcement. And Xander Lopez wins the draw back here for Seth Adams. Adams, feed down low. Taken there by Carl Ruud. Ruud lost it momentarily, tied up behind the net. His pass coming out. Didn't find a target. That'll chase Guns all the way back to center. Taken there by Brian Snyder. Snyder going with speed. Zone entry here for law enforcement. Snyder around behind. And back up top now for Adams. Point look, slap shot. Deflected on the way through. Rebound in front. They score! Xander Lopez picking up the loose puck in front of the net. Law enforcement has evened it up at 1 apiece on the power play. Good puck movement going low to high. And going to the net. That shot for the rebounds. Finding its way past Jacob Moore. We are all even here at Centennial Ice Arena. Face-off won there by Fire. And quick feed interrupted there by Quinn Ellingson. And he'll skate all the way through center. Good speed here for Ellingson. Across the line. Solo mission coast to coast. Trying to go 5-hole more. Tucked it away. Back to the front. Kelso was denied. And now the breakout for the Guns. Dan Hoff. Turned back by Nate Shug. And Tanner Beekler will trickle it in. Taken there by Derek Hammermeister. His feet off the wall. Taken by Luke McKinney. And again, Fire able to settle down and control for a moment. Pass coming all the way across. Hammermeister up the boards. Finding Dan Hoff. All the way into the corner. Nathan Shug going to shoot it around. Mike Kelso on the near side for law enforcement. And pass through the middle. Interrupted there by Ellingson. A try. Moore having to make another quality save. And face-off, one back here by Fire. Another D-zone draw for them. Puck to the front, coming all the way out to the point. Anna Knox, the shot was blocked. And nice pass. Gershba to the middle, no good. Missing that one wide. Trying to go stick side there on Dumont. Now Aguirre a try. Missed it wide. Rebound, Dumont made the save. And spinning shot, rebound loose for Barbeau, didn't go. Couple of near misses for Fire on this shift, lost in front. And Dumont's going to hold on to the puck there. Fire, good shift of their own right there. A couple of chances. Just missing wide a couple of times. And face-off one. The breakout here for law enforcement. Doug Bacon took a spill. Lost control there along the wall. Pat Nagel to feed for Cameron Abel. Lost there, rescued by Brian Snyder. His pass coming far side. Didn't find a target. Instead, Cody Aguirre. His pass up the boards. Now to the neutral zone for Fire. And Snyder turned back. He'll feed it beyond the net for his defense partner. That's Seth Adams. Feed coming all the way down. That'll be icing against law enforcement. And we'll get a quick scrape of the ice here from the arena staff. Just going to shovel out the goal creases real quick. Snow does build up there rather quickly. All even, one apiece here at Centennial Ice Arena. 9:34 to go here in the first period. Welcome back to Centennial Ice Arena after the pause for the scrape. Right back to it. Seth Adams brings it out through the neutral zone for law enforcement. Gains the line, shoots, saved by Moore. And Eric Hoff trying to chip it up the wall, taken there by Xander Lopez. Lopez, his feed behind. Didn't find his target, he was looking for Adams. And now Pat Sluter far side. Worked up the boards, ran into a bump, the shot, save. Rebound, shipped to the glass. And the outlet feed, Justin Tinnis going with speed. Taken there, Shug chipped it. Laszlofty forced it in for Fire. Pass back to the neutral zone. Lopez into the skates of Carl Rude. And now quick feed ahead. Nathan Shug going 1-on-2. Nice little toe drag. Backhand missed wide. Just missed that post by about an inch. Nathan Shug that close to giving law enforcement the lead. Net knocked off its pegs. We'll get a whistle. Believe this face-off will come all the way out of the zone. That is the case. Again, just a reminder, time bug in the top left corner is not accurate. Period and score are 8:38 to go here in the first period. All even, one apiece. This in the third annual Guns N' Hoses Police Fire Charity Hockey Game. We thank you for being along with us this afternoon. Face-off won there by Fire. Up ahead now for Sluter. Poke check. Taken away there by Anna Knox. She'll chip the puck ahead. And that might come all the way down. That looks like icing. And it will be. So, face-off coming back to the law enforcement end of the ice. Face-off's going to be to Dumont's right. Chances starting to even up here a little bit. Law enforcement controlled play through the majority of the first half of this period. Fire have responded with a couple of good shifts of their own. Some good zone time. Plenty of chances. Each netminder, though, just one in apiece thus far. And Nathan Shug chips it up the wall for law enforcement. Derek Hammermeister back skates, and clearing attempt came off the official. Up in the air, Nathan Shug knocks it down back to his D partner, Knox. And her feed on the wall for Beekler came all the way through. And Derek Hammermeister, strong feed up the wall. I believe we're going to get offsides on that puck tied up on the boards. 7:54 to go first period. And Quinn Ellingson, Eric Barbeau for the draw. Ellingson wins that forward. And he'll work on the near side, around behind the net. Spins away from Gershbaugh. Losing it. Got it back. Coming up top here for Seth Adams. Nice move. Has a little time and space. In the slot, the shot blocked by Hammermeister. Loose rebound in front. They score. Believe Seth Adams was there to tuck it home. It's like Fire maybe looking for a goalie interference call. Don't believe they're going to get it. Pressure going to the net. That's been the recipe for success for law enforcement thus far. Both goals coming out of rebounds. A great initial attempt there for Adams. Shot was blocked. Follow your shot, go to the net. He did and scored. Cops lead 2-1. 7.5 to go here first period. Derek Hammermeister chips it ahead to himself. His pass interrupted, taken there by Haley Swan on the near side. Swan going toward the net. Moore vacuums that one up, hangs on to it. And officially Tanner Beekler getting the goal credit there for law enforcement. Adams picking up the assist. It's Adams' second assist of the game. And Fire again, trying to get back even. Puck ahead here. Rob Gershbaugh racing for it. His feed to the front. Just a little in front of Eric Barbeau. Play on the half wall. Gershbaugh hangs on to it. Lost it. Had a pass in the middle. Don't believe he saw a teammate calling for it. Barbeau now out of the corner. Feed there for Gershbaugh. Trickled through the crease. And that one dumped out. Derek Hammermeister controls just inside his own blue line. His pass ahead for Sheehan. A little bit hot to handle. Luke McKinney now controls for law enforcement. He'll swing it ahead. That was interrupted as well. Now Eric Barbeau trying to leave it for Gershbaugh. Taken away there by Urena momentarily before Mike Sheehan. He'll chip it in. He'll chase it himself. Sheehan around behind. Looking for the short side on the wraparound. Didn't go. And looks like we're going to get a penalty coming here against the Guns. Looks like an interference call. And Doug Bacon going to pick up the minor penalty for interference. Fire to their first power play. And Sluter wins the draw there with Lopez. Shot from the line. Rebound in front. Matt Strain couldn't tuck it in. And Seth Adams now quickly up the near side for law enforcement. Quick shot low on the ice. Handled by Moore. And starting the breakout, Lopez strong on the forecheck. And now ahead, Kyle Clark. His pass didn't find a target. Lopez now near side. Trickled it ahead. Carl Rude controls. Into the corner, and we got a call. Believe that's going to go against Pat Sluter. It's going to be a minor for tripping. So that's going to wipe away the power play. 1:23 remaining. And the minor penalty to Doug Bacon. We'll be 4-on-4 here for a minute 23. Law enforcement will have a brief power play. After that, shot from the line, stopped by Moore. That was Brian Snyder. Half lined up there on the slap shot, trying to get it through. At the moment, law enforcement, another offensive draw. Quinn Ellingson, kind of 50-50 there, ends up in law enforcement possession anyway. Quick tuck to the net there from Ellingson, stopped by Moore. And Pat Nagel trying to sauce it out. Blocked there by Shug and controlled. He'll get the return pass on the near side. He controls and tied up there on the wall. Pass came out. Ellingson, nice move to the backhand, stopped by Moore. And quick move here from Mike Kelso, trying to chip it ahead, lost it. Josiah Laszloffy turned it over to Ellingson at the blue line. Feed in for Shug, just a little bit out front. And now Pat Nagel able to settle things down and control for Fire. Just over 4.5 to go here, first period. Nagel through center. Still going one-on-one. Shot, score! Pat Nagel, a little deliberate on the zone entry. Skate right, shoot left. That's exactly what he did. Evening things up now, 2 apiece. First period. 17 seconds remaining at 4-on-4 play with 4:26 to go here in the first period. We'll have some intermission entertainment for you. Scrimmage put on by Billings Amateur Hockey League. That first intermission coming up just about 4.5 minutes. So a great start to this hockey game. Back and forth we've gone. All even again, this time 2 apiece. Carl Ruud on the draw here with Eric Barbeau. And the 4-on-4 continues for another couple of seconds. Luke McKinney spinning it up from his own zone. Pass came off Swan, came through the middle though for Carl Ruud. That worked out. He'll leave it there for Swan. Shot attempt, she fanned on it. And back to full strength here for law enforcement. They'll have a brief power play. Just about 30 seconds remaining in that minor to Pat Sluter. And Doug Bacon, nice move. He's free through center, going around Eric Barbeau. And going to his backhand, one-handed to the net. Kicked away there by Moore. And wrapping around, Rob Gershbaugh going with speed, has a little time and space. One-on-one with Dumont. To the net, going over the top. Breakaway chance there for Gershbaugh. Just missed it a little over the top of the crossbar. And Terry Leonard plays it ahead. Seth Adams controlling now for Guns. Up ahead here for Doug Bacon at center ice. Skates in. He's got Haley Swan on the far side. His shot stopped by Moore. That was off the outside of the net. And now controlled by Dustin Tinnis. Near side corner for Fire. He'll skate up across the red line and he'll play it off for Dan Hoff. That all the way into the corner. Anna Knox swings it all the way around near side. Kept in. Tinnis now. Slot chance. Blocked. Blocked in front partially by Knox. Dumont still had to make the save there. Now to the front again. And held in here by Leonard. He'll chip it back down to the corner. And Tinnis controlling, trying to go to the front. Intercepted by Lopez. Xander Lopez now with speed. Going one-on-one here with Leonard. His shot goes wide. And on the near side, puck going to come all the way down. No icing call. It was tipped by a member of the Guns. And now from his own end, Carl Ruud trying to connect through center with Brett Lapham. Pardon me, that was Xander Lopez at center. Clearing attempt kept in here. Mike Urena the try. Stopped there by Moore. And puck coming out now. Mike Sheehan coming across for Tinnis. Far side. Trying to go to the net. That was swept up and covered by Doug Dumont. He'll hang on for the whistle. 1:55 to go first period. We thank you for joining us this afternoon. Third annual Guns and Hoses charity hockey game. All proceeds for today's game, or a portion of the proceeds, go to Billings Amateur Hockey League for the continued growth and development of youth hockey here in Billings. Face-off won here by Fire. One-time try for Hammermeister. Stopped by Dumont. Rebound up and over the top. And Nathan Shug able to wrap that around. Kept in here by Fire, though. And now the puck coming out. Held in still. Adams again controls for law enforcement. He'll drop a pass off for Mike Urena. Some time here for the breakout. His pass eventually came through for Brett Lapham. Turned over there. Mike Sheehan pushed it back in for Fire. Minute 20 to go, first period. Fire controlling on the near side. Down into the corner. Adams came out of the fray with it. Little time to skate. His pass interrupted there by Cameron Abel. Now ahead for Lopez. Adams trying to find Lopez. Slot. Skate to stick. The backhand pass. Didn't find a target. Lapham spins it to the net. Moore stuck it back out. Urena, the rebound went wide. And now Derek Hammermeister. Nice sauce to center. And that's going to be icing. Savvy play there by Nathan Shug to let that go. That'll get law enforcement another offensive zone draw with 39.2 to go here in the first period. 2-2. Fire goals from Pat Sluter and Rob Gershbaugh. Law enforcement goals from Xander Lopez and Tanner Beekler. Win Ellingson on the draw with Eric Barbeau here. Barbeau wins it. And backhanded up the wall there by Hammermeister. Kept in by Knox. Now to the far corner. Tanner Beekler up with it there. Going to the net. Stopped by Moore. Ellingson now behind the net. Works his way out. Short side try. Stopped by Moore. And breakout try coming off the half wall. Going with speed here is Matt Strain in transition. Flicking it to the front. Dumont making a save, and he'll hang on to it. Couple of chances at either end. Final 8 seconds of this first period. Both teams scraping out a couple of chances here in the last minute. Ellingson and Barbeau to draw again. Ellingson won that one for law enforcement. He's got it now near side. Trying to pass through center. Didn't find a target, and that'll do it for the first period. All even, 2 apiece. We'll be back. Second period coming up about 20 minutes from now. We'll get these guys a fresh sheet of ice, but not before scrimmage put on here by Billings Amateur Hockey League. We'll be back to Centennial Ice Arena shortly. a moment away. All even here, 2 apiece. Fire goals from Pat Sluter and Rob Gershbaugh. Law enforcement goals from Xander Lopez and Tanner Beekler. Teams have switched sides. They see a few more breakaways or odd man chances at longer line change. Sometimes catch a defensive team out of position. Today's game going to benefit Billings Amateur Hockey League. Keep the growth of our youth program here in town alive and thriving. Hope is to see that grow over the next 3 to 5 years significantly. And getting some help from our local heroes here this afternoon. We thank you for tuning in. I'm Travis Himmelsbach. I'll be along with you for the play-by-play. Thanks to our friends at 105 Brewing for broadcasting the game for us here this afternoon. And we are just about set to go. Starters for law enforcement in black. Looks like Tanner Beekler, Brian Snyder, Quinn Ellingson, Mike Kelso, and Anna Knox. Doug Dumont in the net for Fire. Rob Gershbaugh. Eric Barbeau at center. Looks like Mike Sheehan on that far side wing. Defenseman Cody Aguirre and Pat Nagel. And Jacob Moore back in the net for the Hoses. Referee Regan Pacici set to drop the puck at center ice. Puck down. We are off and running here in the second period. Coming out of the fray with that one was Mike Sheehan for Fire. Into the corner. Little backhand flip ended up behind the net. And now Eric Barbeau had his pass intercepted. Ellingson going with speed through center. Working on Nagel going one-on-one. Gets by him. Going to the net. Tucks it 5-hole. They score. Quinn Ellingson, the coast-to-coast mission. Gets law enforcement back to the lead early here in the second period. Just a little over 20 seconds into period number 2. Ellingson going end to end. Officially, it'll be Ellingson's goal unassisted. Breakaway, the 5-hole tuck. And law enforcement back to the lead, looking to get right back again. Mike Kelso on the far side wing. His pass didn't go very far. Aguirre cut it off. And now around behind. Ellingson chipped it back to the front. Kelso spinning one. And Moore going to hang on to that one. And face-off now to Jacob Moore's right. Eric Barbeau won that back. Doug Bacon takes over for law enforcement behind the net, though. Working out of the corner. Back up top here for McKinney. Quick shot. Little shot pass for Mike Urena. Didn't find a target. And Gershbaugh's breakout pass going to come the distance for icing. Face-off's going to come right back into Jacob Moore's neighborhood. And thank you for being along with us this afternoon. Third annual Guns and Hoses Police Fire Charity Game here at Centennial Ice Arena. Fire looking for their first victory in this game. Cops have taken both of the previous years. Off to that lead here in the second period. And now 2-on-1 maybe. Pass for Hoff was in the skates. Trying to pull it back out of the corner. Hoff with it on the wall. Pops it back behind the law enforcement net. Kyle Clark now out of the corner. And puck rescue there by Mike Urena for law enforcement. He'll get it as far as center. Matt Strain going to play back for Eric Hoff. Hoff's pass through center here for Sluter. Taken away there by Doug Bacon. He's still got it. Gains the Fire zone. Drops it off for a shot from Haley Swan. That was stopped by Moore. Bacon's pass intercepted there by Kyle Clark. Gonna go off the wall and out instead. Now looking for center for Pat Sluter. Matt Strain was there. He tapped it back in for Fire. And pass coming all the way around behind Swan, but right on target for Doug Bacon. He'll slap it. That was stopped by Moore. And puck now around to the near side. Fire working out of the corner. Josiah Laszloffy trying to get it out of the zone. He does. Coming out here for Tinnis. Going one-on-one with Adams. Adams, a nice poke check, took that puck away. Gotten back there by Tinnis. His shot ended up behind the net. And Anna Knox up ahead for Urena. He'll get it as far as center. And Carl Rude going with speed. He'll have it on the far side wing. Trying to hit the brakes. Lost his footing. And Mark Rickbeal able to send that around. Coming back around to the other side. Adams not there to hold the line. He'll let it come to center. And he'll play it there for Carl Rude. Quick touch pass intended for Lapham. Didn't go. Kept in though by Rude. The shot. Loose. They score. Believe Rude's going to get credit for the goal. I think it just trickled in behind Jacob Moore. Two quick ones for law enforcement. We're just a little over 3 minutes into this second period. Two quick ones for law enforcement for the 4-2 lead. And the unassisted goal here for Rude. Another good start for the Guns. They had a great start to that first period, following it up here in period number 2. Xander Lopez, breakout pass comes all the way through center, all the way down for icing. And the Hoses with some work to do. Their largest deficit of the game so far. Down 4-2 here early in the second period. Quinn Ellingson drawn with Cameron Abel. Abel wins it back. One-timer healed away there by Hammermeister. And now Ellingson on it for law enforcement. And numbers maybe if they hurry. Ellingson cuts in for the backhand. Stopped there by Moore. And now Tanner Beekler keeping it in momentarily. Ellingson on it again, dropping it off there for Snyder. And he'll go D to D for Luke McKinney. And McKinney feed on that far side blue line. Finding Snyder. He'll pivot back. McKinney center point, the one-timer. Didn't get all of it. That one missed wide. And now up top, Ellingson from the circle, a shot blocked to the corner. Now Mark Rickbeal controls for the Hoses. Pass came out through Dan Hoff. And banks back in. Tanner Beekler chips it in further. Law enforcement maintaining that time of possession. Kept in. Good keep there by Snyder momentarily. Gotten out there by Ryan Heminger for Fire. And turned back over. Snyder right back in. Snyder shooting. Saved by Moore. Now Mark Rickbeal. A little bit of speed up ahead for Gersbach. Numbers here, 2-on-1. Shot, score! Mark Rickbeal sneaks one 5-hole past Doug Dumont. And Fire get one back now, 4-3. Just what the doctor ordered. Don't want to let that deficit get to 3. Back to a one-goal game here. Deceptive shot there from Rickbeal. Worked its way in past Dumont. Absolutely not. And that lead cut to 1. And now law enforcement back up the ice. Mike Urena near side with some speed. He'll drop it off. Nice feed there for Nathan. Shug shooting for the far corner. Missed it high. And puck chipped back in behind. Urena on it there for law enforcement. Kept in by Knox momentarily. Rescued there by Gershbaugh. And his pass through center for Sheehan. He'll leave it for Barbeau. Eric Barbeau. Nice pass. Covered up and held there by Dumont. Again, just a reminder, the time bug in the top left corner is not accurate. Period and score are correct. And Barbeau drawn with Doug Bacon. He wins it back for Pat Nagel. Coming back across. Aguirre, the wrist shot. He scores! Couldn't tell if that was tipped. Barbeau might have got a stick on it. Nagel to Aguirre for the shot. We'll see if we got a redirect in front. In any case, we're all even again, 4 apiece here at Centennial Ice Arena. Quick goals both sides here in the second period. And right back where we started, all even again. Officially, Cody Aguirre going to get the credit for that. The assists going to Pat Nagel and Eric Barbeau. And pass coming out here for Matt Strain. His feet ahead, covered there by Dumont. Getting a little snow shower from Cameron Abel. Going to the net. It's a little faux pas, a little unwritten rule. You don't snow the opposing team's goaltender with that much time to hold up. However, Police Fire comes with a little more bragging rights. See if this game gets a little more intense in the physicality department as we move along. That pass coming all the way through. Touch, though, so it's not going to be icing. Cody Aguirre controls. His pass chipped ahead there by Abel. Blocked by Rude, but offsides. So helter-skelter start here to the second period. We're just about 6.5 minutes into this one. 2 goals aside. Fire goals from Mark Rickfield and Cody Aguirre in response to law enforcement goals from Quinn Ellingson and Carl Rude. And we're back to it. Puck into the near corner in the Fire zone, coming all the way around. Kept in there by Snyder. Snyder going to the backhand, pivots at the circle, finds Nathan Shug with some space off the wall, though. Shug, a good job to keep that in. His wrist shot was blocked. That one all the way up to the glass. And now loose behind the net for Justin Tinnis. He's held up there by Rude. Pass to the front, didn't find a target. Off the wall for Shug, the one-timer. Blocked there by Abel. Shug able to control for law enforcement. He'll chip it into the zone. That delayed offsides. Law enforcement got a tag up at the blue line. And Lapham got a stick on that breakout pass. Slowed it down for Isaiah Laszloffy. Trying to get around McKinney. No sale. Luke McKinney now with a little bit of speed. Gains his own. Shoots. Blocked. Lee Aguirre got a stick on that. McKinney, the defenseman, playing down low here. Back to his post. Mike Kelso taking his spot in front of the net. And McKinney kept it in off the end wall. There for Beekler to the front for Kelso. And that one went wide. Back to the point again. McKinney. Knuckler didn't get through. And loose puck taken there by Ellingson. Time and space. The shot got the glass. And now the outlet here for Fire. Cameron Abel trying to make a centering pass. Nobody there. Blocked away, taken by Nathan Shug. Shug up ahead, tipped by Kelso for Ellingson. Time and space again. A shot. Stopped by Moore. I believe he got a toe on that. And now on the near side, coming loose for Terry Leonard. His pass up. Intercepted by Knox. And she'll find Tanner Beekler on the near side blue line. Chipping it through the middle. Ellingson trying to spin and shoot. Didn't go. Kept in at the point by Seth Adams. Little stutter step. Trying to make a pass to the slot. Hit a skate. Back up. Adams holds the line again. Walks and fires. Stopped. That one ended up behind the net. Nice feed there from Ellingson to the slot. One-time feed here for Adams. A save by Moore. Moore's own time for law enforcement. They've done a great job holding that offensive blue line. Those long changes make it really hard to get off when you're hemmed in your Z-zone like that. Chances, chances, chances. Still even for a piece. 10:49 to go, second period. And the outlet pass here from Mike Sheehan. He's got some speed on the near side. To the net. Still loose. That one ended up around behind. Eric Barbeau now out of the corner. Quick feed for Hoff. Tipped in front. Didn't go, though. Dumont got a pad on it. And now Eric Barbeau tied up in the corner there with Adams. Coming loose now, Doug Bacon. Bacon through center. Stick handling, making a move to the middle. Lost it away there. Seth Adams in neutral ice for law enforcement. He'll leave it for Brian Snyder. Nice feed there to the far blue line for Haley Swan. Tipped it in. And now Terry Leonard going to spin up from behind the Fire net. His clearing attempt kept in. Doug Bacon centered it. Right to the front, loose. Maybe underneath somebody in front. Coming out there from Mike Sheehan with some numbers. 3-on-2 maybe. Great stick work there by Snyder, taking away the rush chance for Fire. He'll hold at the blue line. Trying to make his way in. Ran into his teammate, and now Rob Gershbach trying to get around McKinney. McKinney turned him back, chipped it to center. And Barbeau trying to trickle it back in. Clearing feed, hit an official. And McKinney going to settle things down for law enforcement. Bacon going skate to stick. And flipping it ahead for Swan. Terry Leonard all the way around. Xander Lopez trying to keep that in. Did for the moment. Eric Hoff chips it ahead for Matt Strain. Breakout work there. Up ahead for Pat Sluter trying to catch it. Loose puck all the way to the end wall. Now holds in the corner. A little space. Shooting. Nothing doing. Clearing attempt. Gershbach kept it in. His try was blocked. Sluter had to try another one in front from Strain, and Dumont holds on. And we'll get an ice scrape. Goal crease is going to get cleaned out. Just under 9 minutes to go here in the second period. All even for a piece here at Centennial Ice Arena. Cops have had a distinct advantage in time of possession and shots. Outshooting Fire 21-8 back there in that first period. They've certainly had the upper hand in period number 2 as well. However, the score reads the same. 2 goals apiece in each period. 4-4 with 8:41 to go here in the second period. Offensive zone draw here for the Hoses. Pat Sluter going to draw here with Xander Lopez. Fire looking for their first lead of the game. They have not held it yet. Cops took leads of 1-0, 2-1, and 4-2. And Sluter wins it forward. Ended up behind the net, taken there by Shug. Nathan Shug's feet up for Carl Root, enough to get to center. Mark Rickfield, though, back on it for Fire. And feeding back to the top for Hammermeister. Derek Hammermeister's feed coming all the way down for icing. Didn't find a target. And that'll bring the face-off offensively for law enforcement. All players on this team with varying skill levels and experience ranged from new players in the last couple of years all the way to players who have 20-plus years experience playing hockey. Face-off one there, kept in by Anna Knox, tipped to the net by Lopez. Lapham on the rebound, went wide. And Lopez, nice move, trying to get around Tinnis. Tinnis sent it to the point, shoved the shot. Stopped there by Moore. Rick Beal cleans up the rebound and wraps it around the wall. That's up ahead for Laszlofty. He and Tinnis, little miscue there. Loose puck ended up in Gunn's possession. And now a battle on the near side. Xander Lopez able to work it loose for Nathan Shug. Shug's pass finds Lopez. Lost it at the line. Brett Lapham able to get it back in. Skating in, shooting. That was blocked by Hammermeister. And Hammermeister chips it up the wall. Finding Tinnis. Trying to chip and chase. No sail there on Brian Snyder. And Lopez back up with it. Loose puck. Right around the blue line. Chipped ahead there by Tinnis. From a horizontal base there. And Snyder back in on the near side. His centering feed snuck its way in past Moore. Moore just wasn't quite tight to that near post. I believe it hit off his skate. So Brian Snyder getting the Guns right back to the lead. That one going to go unassisted. And fire again, trying to get back even. Rob Gershbaugh flips it ahead all the way to the corner. On the other side here for Ellingson. His pass off Dan Hoff at center ice, all the way down. No icing there. Do the touch from Hoff. And Pat Nagel trying for a long outlet pass off the wall for Heminger. Ryan Heminger behind the defense. And we have quite a scene. We've got one fire skater down. Doug Dumont, the law enforcement goalie, also down for the moment. Looks to be okay. Shaking it off. Got a little chippy. Again, anytime contact with a team's goalie will almost always draw a response. They're out taking a look at Doug Dumont. And we will step aside for just a moment while they do that. As we sit, 6:37 to go here, second period. Law enforcement with a 5-4 lead. Back to work here at Centennial Ice Arena. Everybody looks to be all right. Heminger back to his feet, as is Doug Dumont after their collision in the crease. Face-off one there by Quinn Ellingson. Kept in, though, by Pat Nagel. He'll backhand it down for Heminger. Chipped ahead there by Nathan Shug. And now Mike Kelso on the far side through center. Turned over. Rob Gershbaugh into it with speed. Going 1-on-2. Coming across to the near side. All the way into the corner. Still with it behind the net. And chipped out. Kept in there by Aguirre. Cody Aguirre backhanded into the glove of Nathan Shug. And now a quick feed up there. Ellingson, the shot. Blocked. Defender got a stick on that. Sent it all the way up into the protective netting above the glass. And that'll keep face-off in the zone. Out of play off a defensive player. And proceeds from today's game going to benefit Billings Amateur Hockey League to continue the growth and development of youth hockey here in the Billings area. Face-off won by Fire. That was Eric Barbeau. And he is down in some discomfort. And he'll make his way to the bench. Meantime, Fire back to work offensively. Gershbaugh behind the net, taken there by Urena for Guns. Nice pass, blocked though by Eric Hoff. And pass ahead. Skip Sluter all the way through center, all the way down. And a Knox going to send it around. Taken there by Mike Sheehan. Sheehan behind the net, controls. Takes a look from the corner. Trying to come across the slot, nearly in off the defender, McKinney. Kept out there by Dumont. And now ahead, Doug Bacon, Haley Swan, Mike Urena, 3-on-2. Bacon made a move all the way to the end wall, chipping it to the net. Loose in front for Urena. Couldn't quite get a good stick on it. And now back to the point. Snyder shooting. That one went wide. Adams now on the reset. Pestered there by Kyle Clark. Adams coming away momentarily. He'll keep it. And what have we here? Starting to get a little chippy out here. The Police Fire rivalry, well known. Games this close, things tend to get a little fiery. Pardon the pun. And we'll see while they sort this out. We do have a penalty. Couldn't tell. Might be a bench minor for too many men on the ice. Looks like Fire going to go shorthanded here. And we'll get a call for you just as soon as we can. Leave minor penalty here. Face-off going to come to the near side, just outside the Fire blue line. So, and pardon me, I believe we had offsetting penalties. So we'll remain 5 aside. And Brian Snyder swings it quick across for Adams. With speed, the slap shots. Middle point, didn't get through. Rude to try from the half wall, in off a foot. That is not going to count. Seth Adams going to the net, reaching back with his foot. The puck can go in off any part of a player, but there cannot be a distinct kicking motion in this case to put it in the net. That will be no goal. Any attempt to direct the puck in deliberately with a kick or a swipe from the hands will not count. That'll bring the face-off back out to the neutral zone. And now on the near side, Brian Snyder lost it for a moment at the blue line. His pass came out of the zone. Brett Lapham collects and fires it back in. Now Fire again, a chance to kind of regroup and get a breakout going. Pass coming all the way around. Matt Strain nearly had it instead. Adams rescues it for law enforcement. Seth Adams cleanly through center. Across the blue line, trying to get around a man. Right to the front. Moore kicked it out. Rebound. Loose somewhere in there. There's a pile in front of the net. And the refs lost sight of it. I believe it was under the goalie, Moore. Mad scramble there in front of the net. Looked like Carl Rude had a chance. Either stopped by Moore or blocked on the way there. Either way, we remain 5-4. And law enforcement back to the lead. Fire has not held the lead yet in this game. Face off one back here for McKinney. A shot from the blue line. That was blocked. And now Pat Sluter lost it. Ellingson. Nice pass. Looking for Beekler. Came all the way through. McKinney keeps it in at the blue line, trying to chip it to the front of the net. And that's chipped back to center instead. Nathan Shug up with it there, trying to spin it back up for law enforcement. His pass finds Tanner Beekler. Beekler, time and space here on the near side. His shot, he scores! Tanner Beekler, his second of the game. Tucking it far side low, just over the pad on Jacob Moore. Make it a 6-4 law enforcement lead. Tanner Beekler off a slick feed from Nathan Shug. Able to skate in and shoot. Scoring his second of the game. Getting late here in the second period. Just over 3 minutes to go. And Fire back in a 2-goal deficit. Pass off the wall. Collected there by Cody Aguirre. His play ahead. No icing there. Shug could have played it, didn't, so they're going to let it go. And he'll play it from behind his own net. Time and space. His bring-up pass blocked by Sheehan. Gotten back for a shot. Blocked. Anna knocks a great stick there in front of the net. That was a golden chance for Mike Sheehan. Good play with the stick. Sends that up over the glass. That law enforcement 2-goal lead remains intact for the time being. Just over 2.5. 2:34 to go here, second period. And Xander Lopez going to take the draw there against Cameron Abel. He wins it forward. Cody Aguirre collects it center ice, shoots it back in. Taken behind the net by Doug Bacon, lost it out front. No shot there. Bacon gets it back now. He'll skate through center. Doug Bacon, time and space, the slap shot going wide. Haley Swan keeps it in on the half wall. Xander Lopez looking for a pass. Didn't find one. It was blocked instead. Now Fire gets it back to center ice. Cameron Abel tripped up there. No call. And now Lopez control at center. Able to poke it past Dan Hoff. Played back to center. Mike Urena shoots it back in for law enforcement. Pat Nagel's feet off the wall. Taken eventually by Xander Lopez. Trying to find Brett Lapham. Didn't work. Anna Knox plays it ahead momentarily. And Cameron Abel now controls for Fire into the zone. 3-on-1 here. Cameron Abel, the shot stopped by Dumont. Getting late here, second period. 1:27 to go. Law enforcement 4 goals in this second period, giving themselves a 6-4 lead. Offensive zone win there by Fire. Dan Hoff sent it back into the near corner. Chip into the front, loose. Referees lost sight of it. Seth Adams trying to play it from his goaltender. Instead, we get a whistle. Face off, going to be to Dumont's left. And Eric Barbeau back on the ice. He'll take the draw here for Fire. He'll draw with Quinn Ellingson. Barbeau wins it back. Eric Hoff, shot, tipped on the way through. Dumont making a save. Not sure if he saw it. That one dipping and diving its way to the net. Made a save. And face off again to his left. Barbeau had a touch back, taken there by Ellingson. His pass through center for Rude. Carl Rude hits the brakes, gets it back, looking for a shot, couldn't pull the trigger. Great defensive play there from Eric Hoff. And the breakout here for Fire. Eric Barbeau through center. Barbeau taking it to the far wing. Backhand try, that went wide. Eric Hoff up with it, down to the near corner. Taken away there, Ellingson. Near wing, he's going to skate through center. Across the blue line, makes a move to the middle, taken away again. A couple of great back checks there by Eric Hoff. Taking away some chances. That one tipped in on goal there. And Seth Adams protecting from Barbeau. Adams now with control. He'll chip it ahead. And Rob Gersbach makes a move at the line. Still loose. Tapped away there by Snyder and back to center by Adams. Now Rude. 2-on-2 with Bacon. His slap shot. The rebound now. Bacon a try off the far post. Couple more tries here for law enforcement, and there's the buzzer. That is going to do it here for period 2. Law enforcement lead it 6-4. And a golden chance there right at the end. A couple of tries from Carl Rude and Doug Bacon to close things out. Shots there in the second period. Cops with 20 for a game total of 41 through 2 periods. Fire with 13 for a game total of 21. A little more intermission entertainment for you. We'll get some Chuck-a-Puck out here, as well as a performance from Rimrock Skating Club. All that and a nice cut for a fresh sheet ice for the third period. We will be back to Centennial Ice Arena following all those festivities. 6-4, law enforcement leads. Centennial Ice Arena, third period, just a couple of minutes away. I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors for making this afternoon's game possible. 406 Disaster Response, 105 Coffee and Brewery, Weedman, we care for your lawn, Pacific Steel and Recycling, MNOA, Montana Premier Entertainment, TDS Fiber, Rimrock Credit Union, First Student, Foth Agency, Copyrights, Rivera Bank, Jeremy Seidlitz, Montana Knife Company, Flashover Custom Woodworking, Cisco, Bucks Bar, A Plus Glass, Askin Construction, and First Interstate Bank. Thank you for your support for today's game. And we are just about set to go here for period number 3. 40 minutes down, 20 to go. 62 total shots between these two teams, 10 goals. Law enforcement leads 6-4. They've had the majority of the shots, 41. Out shooting fire by 20 shots. Goal scorers in that second period for the Hoses, Mark Rickfield and Cody Aguirre. And for law enforcement, Quinn Ellingson, Carl Rude, Tanner Beekler, and Brian Snyder. A 6-4 Guns lead as we get set to go. Law enforcement in black, fire in white. Starters for this third period looking like Mark Rickfield, Derek Hammermeister, Rob Gershbach, Mike Sheehan, and Eric Barbeau for fire. Jacob Moore in the net. And for law enforcement, Doug Bacon, Mike Urena, Haley Swan, Nathan Shug, and Luke McKinney are the defensemen, and Doug Dumont in the net. We thank you for being with us from Centennial Ice Arena this afternoon. I'm Travis Himmelsbach along with you on the play-by-play. We are set to go. Referee Regan Pacici at center ice. Bacon on to draw with Barbeau. Puck down, off we go. Third period underway. Puck into the fire zone. Chipped ahead there by Hammermeister. Tied up at center ice, and Doug Bacon flipped it crossways into the near side corner. Up with it there. Pass coming up far side now for Rob Gershbach. Gershbach, stick handling. Nice feed to the middle. Sheehan. Barbeau the shot. Stopped by Dumont. And to the point. Hammermeister. Blocked now for Bacon. He's going one-on-one with Rickfield. The slap shot. That ended up behind the net. On the carom all the way around for McKinney. He was tied up there by Gershbach for the moment. And all the way around out of the far corner. Still loose there. Taken by Hammermeister. Trying to chip to center. He'll take his own feed. And his pass a little bit too far ahead there for Mike Sheehan. All the way down for icing. So the one shot on net thus far for Fire. That was a good chance for Barbeau. Thanks to a touch pass from Sheehan. With 19:02 to go here in the third period. Law enforcement with that 6-4 lead. The offensive zone draw to the red at Jacob Moore. And one there by law enforcement. Xander Lopez out of the corner. Up the half wall. He'll spin at the blue line and shoot. That was knocked down. Think Moore got a piece of that. Hammermeister chips it ahead off the wall. Loose to center. And Lopez taking a feed off the wall. Intercepted there by Pat Sluter. Sluter coming across here for Clark on the far side. Kyle Clark. Didn't get there. And loose for Sluter again. To the circle. The shot for the short side was blocked. And loose in front for the moment. Snyder kept it away. And now working up the near side. Brett Lapham controls. Little feed for Snyder at center. Brian Snyder into the far corner. Coming around behind. And all the way up to the line. Pass didn't find anybody all the way around to the far side again. Loose here for Lopez. Good look here from the high slot. That was blocked. And out of the skates, a Sluter for Kyle Clark. Nice feed there for Mark Rickbill going one-on-one. Little half wind-up slapper there, stopped by Dumont. And jostling behind the net there with Adams. Lost it. Rickbill took a tumble into the boards. Back to his feet. And a slow roller taken there by Anna Knox. Her pass ahead here for Mike Kelso. Kelso down the near side boards. And collision on the end wall there with Justin Tinnis. And a little chippy there behind the net before they separate. And now Adams keeping it in for law enforcement. Chipped out. Isaiah Laszloffy. Little room to skate, trying to get by McKinney. McKinney, good job, use the body, separating him from the puck. And pass up here for Ellingson. Quinn Ellingson. 2-on-1 if they hurry. His shot. Stopped by Moore. The rebound. Stopped by Moore. So a couple of chances there for Quinn Ellingson. Score remains the same. 6-4, 16:54 to go here in this third period. We thank you for joining us this afternoon. And face-off one here to the near side. Kept alive there by Ellingson, going with speed all the way behind the net, trying to feed the front off his skates. That was loose in front for a moment for Swan. Officials lost sight of it. They blow the whistle. Another good opportunity there for the Guns. And ready for the puck drop. Cameron Abel won that one for Fire. Chipping it ahead, kept in by Snyder around behind. Too hot to handle there for Ellingson. Now to the near side, Terry Leonard controls for Fire. They'll send it around far side. Dan Hoff got it ahead for Cameron Abel. He's got Ryan Heminger, 2-on-1 maybe. Pass didn't find a target. Ellingson wraps it all the way around. Back to neutral ice. Leonard chips it ahead there for Fire. Controlled again by Ellingson. Quinn Ellingson going off the wall looking for Beekler. Came all the way through for Leonard instead. Now he's through center. His pass for Hoff coming all the way through. No icing. That's going to be waved off. And Snyder trying to play it ahead. Now on the near side. And now Ellingson, time and space through the middle here. He'll skate through center. Cut into the middle. His shot didn't get everything he wanted. Fanned on that opportunity. Jacob Moore making the save. Holds on for the whistle. So again, the ice in favor of the Guns here. Trying to extend their streak in this game to 3. They've won the last 2 years. They've controlled the majority of the chances here in the third. Lopez right off the face-off. That was blocked up to that protective netting above the glass. And we'll do it again. Reset for the face-off. And Barbeau. Face-off with Bacon. Bacon won it. Came through for Anna Knox. And she'll play it to the corner for Urena. Loose puck. Bacon to the slot for Lopez. Try was blocked. And now Gershbaugh has some speed. His pass for Barbeau. He'll take it, gain the zone. Working up that far side wall. Sheehan the try, blocked there by Knox. Barbeau around behind, the feed for Gershbaugh, taken away. Urena, that's a stick in the lane. And that one, I believe it was up and over the glass. Moving right along here in the third period. 15 minutes to go. Law enforcement lead still 6-4. And face-off tied up there for the moment. Taken by Gershbaugh, the shot. Stopped by Dumont. Sheehan centering feed, intercepted by Adams. Adams the feed for Bacon, and the return for Lopez. Xander Lopez now gaining the line. Shot. That goes over the net. And Barbeau able to clear to center off the boards. Shug. Tapping it back in for the Guns. And a clear attempt off that short side glass. And all the way down. That's going to be icing against Fire. Chances just have not really been there for Fire much in this third period. Still plenty of time to go. You're only down 2. 14-17. That's more than enough time. Need to get some chances, though. Xander Lopez wins it back. Carl Rude right off the draw. That one got the glass. Brett Lapham trying to keep it alive for law enforcement off the half wall. Loose for Rude. Center point. Interrupted for a moment by Strain. The stick lift, and Strain sends it all the way back. And they wipe the icing there. Got to skate for that puck. Intentionally letting it go for icing is going to get it waved off. Probably 9 times out of 10. Now Nathan Shug speeding through center. His pass looking to the net. Tapped, interrupted there by Nagel, and held on by Moore. Third annual Guns N' Hoses Police Fire Charity Game this year going to benefit Billings Amateur Hockey League to continue the growth and development of hockey in the Billings area. Lopez wins the draw. Snyder spun it back in there for Lapham in the far corner. Battling it out with Hammermeister. Hammermeister kicked it loose. Laszloffy now. Far side, didn't get out. Carl Rude holds his pass. Tipped, intercepted there by Cameron Abel. He'll chip off the boards. Trying to get ahead. He does. Trying to get by McKinney. Tripped up. That's going to be a penalty. Luke McKinney going to get the gate here for tripping. Minor penalty. So a great chance right here for Fire. 5-on-4 power play. 13-13 to go. Well, they need to get something here. Need a spark. Look forward to come maybe from a couple of point shots. Mark Rickfield, Derek Hammermeister both on the ice. Great shots from those two. See if they can win a draw. Ellingson wins, and he's able to chip it out to center. And now in a foot race, he's able to get there. Ellingson to the net. His try stopped by Moore. Trying to tuck that one 5-hole. Now Hammermeister up ahead, finding Justin Tinnis. And get around Adams. Does, but lost it. Adams controls. Now through center, 2-on-2. Going wide, trying to slip it to the front of the net. And now out, it's coming loose for Rickbeal. Little game of 2-on-2 here. He's got Josiah Laszloffy with him. They'll intercross. Rickbeal, backhander stopped there by Dumont. And Ellingson going to send it all the way down. No icing when you're killing a penalty. Just about 12:20 to go here, third period. Fire working ahead again. Power play, about a minute left there. Sheehan, far side, losing the puck though. That was a good opportunity, just lost the puck. Gershba, Sheehan in front. That one over the top. And that's all the way back out. Derek Hammermeister. D-to-D here with Mark Rickbeal. And now for Gershba, lost it just inside the line. And Doug Bacon, nice play there to stick it back to center. Derek Hammermeister sent it all the way back in for Fire. Pass coming all the way up off the stick of Shug and behind the Fire net. Rickbeal pestering Shug there. Hammermeister came away with it. He'll shoot it up that short side wall. And Gershba offside, just had to chip it in to avoid the whistle. And going to play it there is Doug Dumont. And going to send it all the way to that Fire blue line. Final 3 seconds of this power play. Fire weren't able to generate much. Had a great chance there from Sheehan. And now numbers here. Out of the box is Kelso with Bacon. Drop feed. Ellingson. Slot shot. Saved by Moore. Well, 3-on-1, 3-on-2 opportunity there for law enforcement. Another good save by Moore, keeping this a 2-goal game. 11:02 to go here, third period.
Hey, I just got a text that they're pulling apples in 5 minutes.
And Xander Lopez drawn for law enforcement. He wins it against Pat Sluter. And out of the corner, Eric Hoff trying to flip it ahead. Pinballs its way through center. And Xander Lopez gains his own, picks it up. Trying to tuck it over the shoulder of Moore. No sail there. Jacob Moore making a save. And another offensive zone draw here for law enforcement. Lopez, Kelso, Beekler, the forwards. McKinney and Snyder, the defensemen. And loose puck here for McKinney, trying to keep it in. He did. He'll skate down the wall. And wrap it around behind. All the way to the far point here for Brian Snyder. His pass intercepted. Sluter trying to make his way through center, taken away. Lopez will regroup, drop it off with Kelso. Kelso trying to make the return pass, was interrupted there by Sluter. And all the way in here for Lopez, spinning. And Kelso couldn't pull that one out of the skates. Still loose, kind of a mess down there. McKinney keeping it in. And Sluter, his pass, intercepted there by Lopez now for a chance. High slot, the shot, he's off the bar. Can't get much closer than that. Off the bar, down, staying out of the net. And Fire will chip it to center. Laszloffy away with it, but McKinney to take it away. Collision there between Laszloffy and Tinnis. Works out though for Sluter, going to the net, he scores! Pat Sluter! A little backhand drag, flipping it over Dumont. Making it a 1-goal game. Absolute chaos at center ice. Puck eventually came loose there for Pat Sluter. Skate in and bury another opportunity. That's his second of the game. And we'll get a brief pause here. We'll get his goal crease scrape. With 9:34 to go, we have a 1-goal hockey game. Plenty of time. Anything can happen from here. Fire grabbing a little bit of momentum in a fairly chaotic period. Not a lot of sustained pressure for either team. Not a lot of scoring chances thus far. Seen a couple of good ones either way. Goalies have been great. Sluter getting one through Dumont. And a great individual effort, making this a 1-goal game. That one in on Dumont. Sticks it away there for Knox. And she'll sauce it to the near side here for Haley Swan. She'll leave it for Nate Shug. And Aguirre sends that one into the Fire bench. We'll get a stoppage. And some line shuffling here for the Firefighters. We've seen Shan play with that Barbo Gershbaugh line a lot. Right now out there with Cameron Abel and Dan Hoff. Face off one back. Clean there for Shug. The look. Looking for that near side high corner. Couldn't tell. I think Moore got a piece. And now Dan Hoff coming across for Sheehan. Sheehan gains the zone. Far side. Skates in. Shoots. That was off the outside of the net and around behind. Dumont had it underneath and held on. So another chance there for Fire. A little deceptive. That puck off the outside of the net looked in for just a moment. Instead, we'll get a face-off to Dumont's left. And we'll get a change here for Fire. So that line back together, Barbeau at center, Gershbaugh on the wing, and Sheehan on the other wing. Cody Aguirre and Pat Nagel, the defenseman here. Face off one back for Adams. He'll send it around. Aguirre held the line. Dropped it back into that near side corner. And up here, Haley Swan, feed through the middle. Bacon left it for Urena. Mike Urena. Coming to the near side, a shot kicked away by Moore. And Eric Barbeau, his pass intercepted. Seth Adams trying to go with that stutter step, didn't get by. Pivots on the wall, pass down low, intercepted there by Nagel. Off the wall, and Barbeau to center for Sheehan. Mike Sheehan. Speed again, kicked away there by Nathan Shug. That was a great defensive play. And now ahead, Bacon. Little toe drag sticked away there by Nagel. And Bacon trying to wrap one to the front. Nobody home. All the way to the point for Snyder. One touch pass for Urena. Little hot handle all the way through to the corner. And now Gershbaugh trying to find Strain. Coming out. Barbeau takes that off the wall. Little time here. Gershbaugh. Shot. Save. Dumont kicking that one out. And Snyder able to rescue that one and skate all the way through center. Dropping it. Bacon just inside the line. Little toe drag. Back against the green for a shot. Stopped by Moore. Well, starting to open back up here in the third period. Chances either way. Fire a couple opportunities to tie this game. Not going in yet. 7:23 to go. Law enforcement trying to reopen that 2-goal lead. And shot from the point there from McKinney. Hit something on the way, knuckled its way. That can be a tough save for a goaltender when the puck changes direction. And face-off again to Moore's right. One back here for Knox. Center point try blocked. McKinney sent it back in. That one goes wide. And tied up on the wall. Puck out again. McKinney, center point, walks in and fires. Stopped. Brett Lapham on the half wall. Got it loose there for Ellingson. Quinn Ellingson, the shot from the high slot. Rebound by Rude. Didn't go. Loose puck. McKinney flexed it back in. Blocked. And Fire able to flip it to center there. That was Matt Strain. He's in pursuit at the moment. Puck coming up the near side wall. Ellingson. Going near side. Trying to cut to the front. Going backhand. Spinning, shooting. Moore made a save. Jacob Moore under siege again. Those turnaround chances can be mighty hard for a goalie to pick up and track it. Another good try there for Ellingson. He's had a couple of great looks in this game. Heading down the stretch, 6:32. Getting late, still a one-goal game. Xander Lopez wins it back. Shug, D to D. Adams banks it back in. And now Josiah Laszloffy. The winger plays it ahead. As far as neutral ice, Shug over there. His pass. Lopez slowed it down into the near corner. And tied up behind the net. Rick Beal coming around. Tanner Beekler, the centering try. Lopez couldn't get his stick to that. Laszloffy able to get it out. Law enforcement defenders doing a great job. They don't hold the line. They force Fire just to really chip it to center. And able to reset it there. But another opportunity here for Fire. Face off. Coming in that law enforcement zone. Loose puck. Couldn't be played. Instead, Xander Lopez ahead with speed. One-on-one with Moore. Backhand, forehand, trying to tuck it around the glove, didn't go. Jacob Moore made a great save. Now Gershbaugh trying to pull it off the wall. Eventually done by Rick Beal. Mark Rick Beal. Little backhand turnaround feed for Dan Hoff. Across the red line, trying to chip it in. Knocked down by Knox and taken by Snyder. Up ahead here for Kelso off the wall. Turned around. Gershbaugh. Man, really tough getting through center ice in this game. Gershbaugh taken away again. Lopez made the play now for Eric Hoff. Little time to skate. Gets around Lopez. Looking, gets around his defender to the net. Stopped by Dumont. Trying to chip to the front. All the way through. Heminger holding it in at the line. Gershbaugh trying to tuck on the short side. Dumont holds on. So Fire starting to get a little more zone time. Clock moving, 5:20 to go. 5:20 in, running all the way down to 5:10 here. Face off one back. Doug Bacon able to get it to center for law enforcement. Mike Sheehan able to short circuit that rush chance. Great job getting back here. And now on the near side, Adams trying to work his way through. He'll come out with it. His pass ahead finds Bacon. Doug Bacon leaving it for Urena. Had it, lost it, back for Bacon in front. That one slides its way to Moore, and he'll hold on for a whistle. Zone draw here for law enforcement. Won by Bacon. Taken though, and maybe a breakaway here for Gershbaugh. Rush chance. Rob Gershbaugh to the net. Diving, hauled down. Will we get a penalty shot? Not sure on the delay. Barbeau, forehand, backhand, tripped up there. Boy, howdy, if you wanted to, you can almost call 2 penalties there. 2 firefighters tripped up, trying to take away a scoring chance. No penalty shot. And Luke McKinney going to go off for tripping. Taking away that breakaway opportunity for Gershbaugh. So Fire back to the power play. 4:29 to go here in this third period. They need a goal. Pat Sluter, Matt Strain, Kyle Clark, the forwards on the ice. Cody Aguirre and Pat Nagel, the defenseman here on the power play. And chipped out off the near side. And all the way down. Strong forecheck here from law enforcement on the PK. Ellingson pauses the Sutter step. He'll just play it back for Shug. Play a little game of keep away, and Snyder in on goal. And now Matt Strain. Pass off the wall, finds Sluter. Taken away there by Shug momentarily. Gotten back by Strain. Forced it to the net. Didn't go. Kyle Clark behind the net, out for Sluter. Pat Sluter pivots, shoots, blocked. And Quinn Ellingson now a chance the other way. Ellingson in on Moore, the backhander stopped. Jacob Moore with a potential game-saving save right there. And got to go here. Clark all the way down. That's going to be icing. So a fantastic chance there for law enforcement again. Quinn Ellingson has had about 5 or 6 of those in this game. 55 seconds to go on this power play. And the faceoff going to be in front of Jacob Moore. Sheehan, Gershbaugh, Barbeau on the ice here for Fire. Sheehan able to chip it around, knocks it out. Now going with some speed. Sheehan trying to get it to the net. That was off the outside of the frame, and now Seth Adams stick handles and shoots it all the way down. That one actually in on Moore. He'll leave it for Mark Rickbeal. Rickbeal. And nobody played it. coming all the way through. And kind of split the difference between Sheehan and Barbeau. All the way down for another icing. 2:59 to go. Law enforcement lead 6-5. 28 seconds left on this power play. Face-off one. There by Barbeau. And coming around to the far side, Gershbach, his pass. A little out front, all the way into the zone. Barbeau controls the pass for Sheehan. Came on through, Gershbach, his pass to the point for Hammermeister, the one-timer. Stopped by Dumont. Mark Rickbeal taking the carom off the end wall and leaves it for Hammermeister. And he'll fling it all the way up off Gershbach. Doug Bacon sends it in on Moore. And penalty up here for law enforcement, back to full strength. That's a tough one for Fire. 2:15 to go. Stolen away by Ellingson through the middle. He takes the pass from Lapham. Going to the net. Backhand, forehand, 5-hole. He scores. Quinn Ellingson on a great feed from Brett Lapham to send him in. Same thing we saw in period number 2. Backhand, forehand, tucking it 5-hole on Jacob Moore for a 2-goal lead with 2:08 to go. I believe we're going to see a goalie pull here for Fire momentarily as soon as they're able to get possession of the puck. Ellingson wins the drawback. Shug up ahead, off the wall for Lopez. Cuts to the middle, shoots, Moore, it trickled in. Looks like Jacob Moore made the save initially, but it trickled in. So back-to-back goals in quick succession here for law enforcement. Xander Lopez, just a couple of seconds after the goal from Quinn Ellingson. And that should be enough for law enforcement to pick up their 3rd consecutive victory in the Guns N' Hoses game. The Battle of the Badges here this afternoon. It is now 8-5. About 2 minutes to go here, 3rd period. Shug picking up his 2nd assist of the game on that goal. Another try there for law enforcement. And now loose there for Terry Lennart, chipping it off the glass. Ellingson kept it in for the moment. Ran into Eric Rude there. And Fire trying to get up the wall. A little contact there. Pat Sluter trying to get her on Brett Lapham. And chipped ahead to center. Shug controls inside his own blue line. He'll backhand it for Ellingson. And all the way down. That's going to be icing with 1:05 to go. Again, this game has gone to benefit the Billings Amateur Hockey League. Support the continued growth and development of youth hockey here in the Billings area. We thank all our generous sponsors and supporters for your generous donations. Final minute of this one, Cameron Abel on to draw here with Doug Bacon. Bacon shot it all the way around behind. Tanner Beekler on the far side. His pass ahead, tipped but taken by Kelso. Now Isaiah Laszloffy has a little room. Lane on that far side. Taken down there. Seth Adams. His pass for Kelso. Mike Kelso. Centering feed for Bacon, and he'll backhand it into the corner. 35 seconds to go. Cody Aguirre. His pass intercepted by Bacon. Bacon just tapping it back in, and we got some contact. A lot of contact here between Bacon and Aguirre. We got gloves down. Punches thrown. We saw this last year. And Doug Bacon and Cody Aguirre going toe-to-toe here in the final 25 seconds of this game. Bacon If we're going to declare a winner, I believe Bacon won that one. And they will both get the gates. Here in the final 25 seconds. A little spiciness for this crowd here at Centennial Ice Arena. So they'll clean up all the yard sale on the ice. Refs will get penalties sorted out. And going pretty quick. I believe both just get game misconducts, game ejections. Final 24.4 of this game. I believe we'll go 4-on-4. Nope, pardon me. We're going to get 5-on-4. 5-on-5. 5-on-5. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. And face-off one there. Coming loose for Adams. He'll get around Heminger, gain the blue line. Cut to the middle. His try went wide. Final 15 seconds here. Tied up on the wall. Flexed back in there by Urena to the far corner. Mike Kelso on it there. And Mark Rickbeal recovers for Fire. And that one's going to skitter back into the law enforcement zone. And that's how this is going to end. The Guns say goodbye. Final score of 8-5 here this afternoon at Centennial Ice Arena. 3 years in a row. We'll have trophy presentation here momentarily. BAHL President Monica Anderson going to be out to present the trophy. Law enforcement picking up a victory thanks to 8 goals. Xander Lopez and Quinn Ellingson and Tanner Beekler each had a pair. Carl Rude, Brian Snyder, each chipping in a couple as well. And we'll get handshakes here at center ice to wrap things up. A heck of a game here this afternoon. Back and forth. Law enforcement able to blow it open here in the third period. Fire goal scorers. Pat Sluter chipped in a couple. Rob Gershbaugh also with a couple. And Cody Aguirre with one of his own. We thank you for joining us this afternoon from Centennial Ice Arena. Law enforcement taking it 3 years in a row over Billings Fire. Thank you to our generous sponsors. Thank you to Centennial Ice Arena for hosting this afternoon. Out for a little bit of fun to wrap up the hockey season. Great crowd in attendance here this afternoon. Game had a little bit of everything. Plenty of goals. We've got a fight right there at the end. Trophy presentation coming up in just a moment. I believe there will be an after party over at 105 Brewing shortly after this one wraps up. And out for the trophy presentation. And the trophy presentation here to Luke McKinney. Three years in a row. The Cops take another one. And Doug Dumont going to get it first out of the teammates. One more thank you to all our sponsors and all of you for being along with us this afternoon. I'm Travis Himmelsbach. I've been with you on the play-by-play Thank you to everybody for showing up this afternoon, tuning in and making this a special event. Able to raise money for a good cause benefiting youth hockey in the Billings area. And one more team picture here at center ice is going to do it. And with one more picture to remember it by, year 3 of the Guns N' Hoses Police Fire Charity Game going to law enforcement. A special thank you to the organizers, Luke McKinney for law enforcement, Eric Barbeau and Dan Hawk for fire. Certainly put a lot into this. Cameron Abel as well for fire. All put in a lot of work to make this game happen. Thank you to all of them. Thank you to all of you for tuning in this afternoon from Centennial Ice Arena. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Travis Himmelsbach. That's going to be all. Thank you for tuning in this afternoon.